Welcome back to the Reggies podcast here with three blokes who could have been anything but decided to have fun instead. And we're down a man. We're down a man today, Jace. We're down Tommy, and it's not for any other reason other than he's crook as fuck.
Look who's laughing now. Look who has survived the start of winter. It's been 3 days, and I'm not sick yet.
Oh, that is good.
I'm not sick yet.
And I am extremely ill, but it's self-inflicted, so it doesn't count.
That's true. You've had one of the all-time rip and tears.
Had a good tear.
Tell us about your weekend, mate. How'd you go?
It was pretty standard off its head. We won't go too much detail, but the Dragons game was awesome. Mm-hmm. The hill at Kogarah, awesome.
Just rugby league at its purest. It's like an entity more than just an actual game.
And it was like a good amount of people where there was not one bit of packed on the hill. Like, I'm sure they would have liked a few more there.
You had space to clap.
There was plenty. Yeah, there was a bit of that. Plenty of Dragons Reggies too.
True.
First, saw a bloke straight up. He was there by himself, so he sort of like eventually he come and hung with us for a bit. And one bloke just come straight up behind me, went, Grover! Threw a beer can in my hand and went, good to meet you, mate, and fucked off.
What a legend.
Okay.
Short and sweet, yeah. Oh, no. Guess I'll drink it.
Yeah. So that was
Do you
cool.
want my signature?
Saw a few. And then there was another fella as well, and Jacko was just being an absolute wanker to him, going, oh, do you know Groper? I know him.
Doesn't sound like our mates. Fucking hell, a lot of mine do that. Oh, yeah. Have you seen this bloke? Yeah, he's got a podcast. And I'm just like, please don't.
Yeah, so anyway, that was cool. Terrell Sloan absolutely cooked me.
Did he?
Multi. So I decided I was going large staking plan with minimal legs.
Right.
So minimal legs would be 2, Jace, in a same game multi.
That is the smallest you can have, yes.
So I just had Dragons to win and Sloan any time. Tossed up between him and Gutho.
Oh, and Gutho.
So when Gutho goes in, I went, that's all right. There's plenty of time for Sloan. And I'm not sure if you saw where he basically scored. But
I didn't watch the game live.
So I've carried on when he went over because we couldn't have been more opposite to where he scored.
Yeah, so you can't see the error.
No. And everyone else could, though, because they were on that side. And it's come out of his hands way before the line. But when you're watching it from the other side of the field and you see a bloke...
You've got no idea.
And we're jumping around in a circle.
You've thought you've just figured out punting.
Yeah, we're jumping around in a circle. Yeah. And then next thing, everyone's looking at us and I'm like, oh, no. He's going up no try. Like, it was clear as. He still went upstairs, I think, but... it went up no try, like it's come out a metre off the ground. And I went, well, we're not getting that. It was 5 minutes to go as well, so it was never going to happen from there.
You thought you'd left it late.
So anyway.
Heartbreak
at the death. We had the golf tournament Saturday, played at Moore Park, which is right near the SCG and the SFS.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty good. I was calling it Moyer Park. And
as you should.
I highly recommend do not play there. Sorry, Moore Park. Unless it's like this. Let me finish because it is amazing. Course is mint. Mint condition course. But if you're going to play there on a Saturday or on a Monday, as I found out, it is horrendously slow.
Oh, busy.
We teed it up at 1 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, and we got 14 to 15 holes of like good golf in with proper visibility. We got maybe the half of the 15th was about to be dark, and then the 16th it was just bearably. You could see the horizon just.
You almost hit with your eyes
anything.
Closed.
You could just see the horizon and sort of the shape of the
Where's
fairway.
This green?
Because there was no when you got a big dark patch and you can tell that's
I'm assuming
bush.
that's yeah.
And then the other side's got a line of that going up the other side, and then you've just got this line. And it was a par 5 too.
Fucking hell.
So we got
That's
16 in.
tough.
We played the 16th pretty well, completely dark by the time we were putting. And then we had to call it. So
a few foot wedges would have been going around at that time.
Well,
yeah, found me balls.
We were trying to keep it legit because we were in front. Me and my partner, Shawnee Peterson, were in front. And we were like, he carried me the whole way, by the way, so shout out to him. we wanted to win legitimately, not with an asterisk.
You wanted to, not due to poor lighting and, it needs to continue. It's like,
And
in our minimal time,
Yeah.
you want to maximise.
Yeah. So we got the W, no asterisk at all. It was
Green
decided.
jacket?
Got the green jacket.
Fuck yeah, mate. So you'll be going to Champions Dinner next year?
Yeah.
You sit next to Patrick Cantlay?
Yeah.
Patrick
Reed,
Reed,
you
Patrick
mean?
Reed, yes.
Yeah. Me and Reedy.
Go way back.
The course, though, unreal.
Layout,
But I just
condition.
don't know when you can play there and it won't be bad.
Vets on a Wednesday morning.
I went back there on Monday because I had a late flight.
Thinking you're going to be sweet.
Same shit.
Fucking
Exact same shit. And
Is it one of the more common public courses?
Yeah.
though?
Yeah. It's one of the most...
Location too, probably very
exactly,
handy.
Exactly. So the softness, I could not get over the softness of the greens, but then they were super fast.
Spongy,
So-
like you could almost...
No, like craters were being made
just plugging.
and getting 10 meters of backspin.
Sure,
like
you're
a
thinking you're
professional.
proper guns.
And
too.
everyone was getting it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like, well, a lot of people were getting a little bit, or like they were stopping, which they're happy with, you know.
Yep.
And I didn't know at the start what was going on.
So you're
And I'm like-
used to Calliope and Gladstone.
And,
We're going to club up to...
Yeah, Toddy goes,
club down, sorry.
are you meaning to do that? And I went, what? And he's like, put the spin on. I said, fuck no, what's going on? He's like, this. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, they are that soft. And when I was looking at the craters, like I had to fix so
The
many
divot
of those
tool was
pitch
getting
marks.
a fucking workout.
Yeah, just because, like,
It's such a nice and powerful feeling. You pick up your ball, mark it, and you just look around at the
Fix
boys.
the divot tool.
Hey, anyone got a tee? Just need to fix me divot, because I take, big fucking marks in the pitch.
Yeah.
And I spin my shots. So what about you losers? You don't? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so pretty cool, but super slow. I don't know if I could do it
That's a
again.
downside. Sitting around, you get all stiff and you lose a bit of patience when you're just
Well,
waiting to hit.
Because we're on holiday, it was all right, but I could not imagine doing that if you
Normally.
lived there normally. you
We
know?
can squeeze in 3-hour rounds, depending
Well,
on...
it was 2 hours, 10 minutes, and we were on the 7th tee. So it was just pain. Just pain. But anyway, then we obviously went out to Brookvale Saturday
How
night.
was that, other than the obvious?
Yeah, which we'll get to. I think I said on a show a few weeks back that it would have been nice if Manly played anyone but the Bronx.
Yeah,
for me, anyway.
For a neutral perspective, you could have just enjoyed Brookvale.
Yeah.
You could have been like, oh, wow, Manly fans, they probably show up
And didn't
more
they?
than most Sydney clubs.
I
that
can't-
home ground, that vibe, and you had to just dwell on it.
I can't tell you how cool it was because the hill, you could not get another person on the hill. We
Packed to the brim.
got there at about 7:31 too, and it was a 7:35
7:35, yeah.
kickoff just because of the golf.
Yeah, golf held
Took
you
so
up,
long,
true.
but it would have been nice to get the full experience of being I don't care who wins here.
Yeah, just enjoying a game of footy.
Yeah.
Enjoying
The
the
hill-
home crowd.
Just unbelievable, man. The
It's
people,
the epitome of a rugby league stadium.
you couldn't get another one in, and they were loud and rowdy, and obviously early tries.
Were
to
they
them.
playing Eagle Rock?
Don't know, probably.
Big pants around the ankles, I imagine.
Yeah, there was a bit going on down the back of the hill. Did you
Was
see
there?
the run it straight thing that someone put up?
Did they start doing that?
They were running down a hill like that, steep as. Someone was down the bottom of it.
What
someone
poor
was at
cunt
the
was
top.
down the bottom?
Well, the bottom
That would have
fella,
literally been a steam train.
the bottom fella won the first battle because I think old mate half slipped. But then the next one, he just got.
Oh, that's an unfair advantage. Well,
Yeah.
they just fucking rock, paper, scissors. Who gets to start up the
Yeah.
top?
Not
Wow.
sure, but there
That
was a
is
bit going on there.
So rugby league. Hey, we're watching footy. How about we run it straight?
But make sure you be careful because there has been a bit of an injury happen somewhere else with that game that they've started doing, like a bad injury.
oh,
So-
the actual sport of run it straight.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the actual sport or if it's because obviously it's gone pretty
Usos
viral.
just fucking
It's gone
nailing each other.
very viral, and I think something real bad's happened. So just be careful if you are doing that.
Funny, that
please.
is stupid. Well, I wouldn't say it's a stupid sport, but it's just the purity of just contact.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the slap wars in a way.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a combat sport. It's just taking one element out and going just hit.
Yeah, and if you're doing the slap wars in the controlled environment with all the medics and you got people to catch you and all that, it's probably all right. But if you're doing it at home, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah,
you're not
100%. In saying that, I love on a silly Sunday, Mad Monday. You know, a few boys get not so much slapping, but just like just settle it and run it straight.
Yeah.
So it'll never die.
No. I've done that with the wrong bloke once. Dislocated my shoulder. Was out for a while. Yeah, couldn't get it back in, man. So it was fucked. Because usually, if you pop them in, you might be sore, but you can get away with it.
Yeah,
and you'll be sore for a couple of weeks, but because it was out for that long, I was slinged up and everything for like a month.
That would was it a bit demoralising?
Oh,
Tell him, why'd you do that? I was
this
drunk
bloke
doing
belted me. That's how.
I've done run it straight once, and I had the ball. I was running, and it was a family friend, and it was just, I'm not going to sit here and toot my own horn, but I rolled him.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And it was as simple as him going, hey, fucking, I want to run it straight. I want to run it straight. He'd coached me in footy before too. He's like, I reckon I could smash it, run it straight. And I've always been a little bit against, like, I've never really jumped into myself because I just know, like, I'll be that bloke who does an ACL on the piss.
Slips over or something.
Slips over, something stupid. I'm like, nah. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. And then the beef was settled. So sometimes all you need is a little, just fucking run it straight. And then it's like, yeah, righto, sweet, all good. Boys be boys.
Yeah, look, Broncos, let's just get to them quickly.
Should we just get into it?
It was good to see the Dragons win, I'm going to say that, because we had a mate there, he's a Dragons fan.
Well, it would have been disappointing if Newcastle just pantsed them. Because at least that game you got to see from the neutral point of view.
And
saying.
Don't get me wrong, it was not a great game of footy.
Not by any means.
But it wasn't a good one on Saturday either. So
not by
just
any
quickly
means.
Before we get to the mighty Bronx, the Tigers and the Cows. Great game for the neutral. Tigers absolutely murdered themselves with the two sin bins in the first half. So Luai and Adam Dewey were off the field for however much time it was in the first half, and the Cows scored 22 points during that time. The Luai one for me, the Dewey one I reckon's a sin bin because he was running through, Bateman was running through, comes off his line, takes him out. So
it's a professional
they normally
foul.
Either go penalty try or professional foul sin bin.
Correct.
So I think that one was fair, but the Luai one was 50-50 because they had 3 back-to-back penalties in a row. But how often do they just keep waving?
100%. There's just 6 to go, 6 again. Like, it's almost junior level where it's like if you keep doing that, the captain or the person who is the third, you have to go. It's a very disciplined, and he was involved in a lot of the
Sutton
fucking
said,
tackles.
though, he said because it's 3 back-to-back-to-back ruck infringements, it's an automatic sin bin. And I was like,
I don't hate it.
I don't think I've ever, I haven't noticed enough how often they do the 6 agains. Like, I know it's a lot if you're in the attacking 20.
Especially in the attacking, yeah.
But yeah, I
don't hate it.
They might have been a bit hard done by there with the Luai one, but the other one was fair
He was
enough.
involved in a lot of the tackles too. He's clearly slowing it down.
I know.
If you're not going to listen, I don't entirely hate it. Not that we need any more sin bins in the game at the moment.
Or speed in the ruck.
No, exactly. But I think, it kind of goes back to junior level of keep making these penalties. Someone's got to go.
Yeah, great comeback from them though.
They
just
almost
to show a bit of
fucking
kicker,
did it.
Like, seriously.
Genuine tale of 2 halves.
Yeah.
And I can't, they definitely had chances there late as well. But
it was just good to see them not roll over just because of everything that's happened in the last week.
Yeah, they made a respectable scoreline at least, and it was kind of set up for they're either going to come. I thought they were going to come back and win and have a real statement, real tiger claw,
the big claw,
show their pride. But the one thing that I probably took from the end was, and I think it was Dan Janine said, to pull off the greatest comeback in NRL history, and I just went, is it? Is it, Dan? Like, even if it did happen, was it? Like, I understand the passion on the bloke, and he just loves just screaming when something, gets exciting. But I don't think watching that was I going, this would be the greatest ever. So, Cowboys knew a thing or two about coming back in JT's era as well.
Was he talking about points-wise?
Well, I thought that, but I need to do a little bit more research.
Shock.
Because, funny that. I've never done that before. Do you remember when Cowboys came back against Parramatta in 2015 or 2014?
Yeah,
I felt like that was huge.
Yeah.
That was one of like a massive comeback. And what was the difference? 32 to 24. Sorry, 32 to 4, I think it was, or 32 to 6.
Yeah, 32-28 was the final score there.
But like the lead was 32 to, is it 6?
Yeah.
That, like a 26-point comeback can't be the greatest in NRL history. So I think he meant like, you know, vibe-wise of this could be the greatest, not
I'm just going to find out because he might.
I need to find out because
just before we ridicule him.
It just felt like it wasn't.
Oh, remember when
Dolphins Titans?
Yeah.
Surely that was more points as well.
It was 26-0. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 26-0. And then they come back from and won 28-26.
Cowboys come back.
It would have been, man. If it was 32-6, it would have been.
Fuck. Here we go. Cowboys against Para was 30-6.
Yeah, so there's 24. So he was spot on.
Right.
Oh, well,
the greatest comeback, yeah. But if it did happen, would you have sat there and gone, that is the greatest comeback ever?
No, but it was points-wise.
Points-wise, yeah, right. Okay.
Anyway.
I've just made a bit of a fool of myself.
Looks like the podcasting equipment was on sale again, as they keep saying.
Yeah, podcast equipment needs to be fucking more expensive. Oh, we should start a podcast, bro. Fucking get that one a fair bit.
Righto, Bronx, terrible. What's
disgusting?
Not even the performance, just the effort and everything was so shit.
The performance, the pride for the jersey was non-existent.
And they all backed up, so
I just don't like I've just been so miserable about it. And I don't know where to pinpoint it.
Yeah.
Do we just completely overhaul the club now? Like everyone's talking about, Reno, he's going to retire if he doesn't extend.
Well, he said he'll be happy to retire to free up space and all that for people coming
He's
through.
A great player, don't get me wrong. But at what point do you look at his tenure and you go, missed finals, made a grand final and choked.
Tried his hardest,
and had a pretty poor second half.
Few dropout
Terrible
errors.
dropouts. But like, great year, but there's no trophy and we should have had one. Missed finals, gonna miss finals. So you've had one grand final and 3 missed finals, and everyone's
they've got a chance.
He's our saviour. It's like the way they played on Saturday night was, let's just give the ball to Ezra's edge and hope he just creates something. Yeah. There's no shape, there's no direction, it's like Carrigan and Haas are just like, I'm just going to have to run 250 metres.
I'll just truck and then hopefully they do something.
All you other fucking 15 Pelicans, I'll do everything. It's just, it's been in media a lot and last couple of years too, but I just don't understand how a club of such high expectation, money, player pool, stadium, just history, coach, everything is just... No one can figure out why Broncos are shit. We are. Is there a hex or a curse put on us or something?
Yeah, when you look at the roster and like you just said, everything you just mentioned there, you just don't understand how it'd be all right if they had the Tigers roster or something.
I was talking
make an excuse for it, but
I was talking to a Tigers fan the other night, and he was saying like, how do you think I feel, mate? I was like, yeah, but it's very different. I was like, Tigers. Premiership was 2005, ours was 2006. That's the last one we both won. And in that 20-year period, Tigers haven't expected to do anything really. They've been a club that builds players up and they get poached. And now they're probably looking pretty promising. Other than 2010, 2011, when Benji was at pretty much peak. Like they've just been a shit club. They don't ever have
at least a decade.
Yeah, they don't have any expectation over them. But when Brisbane come in every year and their roster is as star-studded it is and the coach is great. And it's like there's always such an expectation for Brisbane to perform. And post-2015, 2016, it's just been... Post-Wayne Bennett.
It's been rubbish since they had that worst season ever from when they got the spoon.
2021, I think it was, or 2020, yeah.
So they won the first 2 games that year, and then the comp was shut down, and then they just were absolutely... They had all the Anthony Seibold drama and all the rest of it. And ever since then, they had that random 2023 year.
Yeah, it was like playing fuck it footy, and it worked because no one knew how to shut down explosive players like Reece Walsh. And then...
Now they do.
And a lot of other players are just showing fuck all intent.
Yeah.
And it's wild because 20 minutes of that grand final goes a different story. I'm not sitting here saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. That's the stupid part.
It's the stupid part is that 20 minutes have like...
Yeah.
But it's hard to just not have negative thoughts about my club.
Yeah.
There's not a positive thought. I don't even get angry anymore. I just sit there miserable. Molly had to ask if I'm okay. I'll sit there screaming at a Cats game or screaming at Origin, and she just laughs. But then when I'm sitting there just not saying a word about Broncos, she goes... Fuck, are you all right? Like, why aren't you speaking? I'm just like, I feel nothing.
Yeah.
At this club.
It's hard too. It's so hard. It was hard to be there. Definitely.
I haven't had a positive thought about rugby league in a long time.
Like you said, at least it's not such an emotional roller coaster now.
I know what I'm going to get.
It's just shit.
Yeah, put me out of my misery. I know that they're just going to lose. Now. And like I'm thinking, sometimes I go, maybe this is the week that it turns around.
Yeah, but it never is. But no. The boys from Hello Sport got me back a goodie after I said, God, there's nothing worse than being a Blues and a Manly fan. Because they've said, how'd you be if you're a Queenslander and a Broncos?
I did see that. That is so fucking spot on.
Yeah,
too. What
perfect.
a clapback.
Absolutely. Well done.
Their team rolled us. Both games last week.
Not too.
I haven't had a positive thought about my rugby league teams in a long time. Like watching sport, it's been a pretty good year for me so far. Liverpool won the league in soccer. Geelong are playing finals footy 100%.
Yep.
And then Queensland have lost 3 games in a row. Broncos have lost, 4 or 5? And I just go, when's the last time I was happy watching rugby league? That wasn't a game that I had a multi on.
Well, watch Sunday's games, mate. We'll move on because I don't want you to get too
That made me a little bit more happy because I almost got multis.
Games, all 3 of them were awesome.
They were.
Loved them all. So
that was Sunday Rugby League as well.
When Latrell Mitchell decides for 20 minutes I am going to be the greatest player to ever play the game, it is a sight to behold.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
It is unbelievable to watch. So the Wars obviously went up. I think it was about 30-12 or something like that.
They had a decent lead at one point.
They come out after the second half asleep, the Rabbitohs did. And then the Wars got out to a 3-try lead. And then next minute, Latrell just said, right, here's the game plan. Give me the ball at first receiver.
Give me the ball and I run the ball up.
Shit. So he was kicking. He was 40-20 attempts. He was putting bombs up. He threw those 2 balls out to AJ that were just perfect.
Those are the games that you think with Latrell, like maybe he should be a 6 or he needs to have that fullback jersey at every level because of what he can do. But then he'll have another game where you go, this is why he's a centre.
Yeah.
Like the consistency would kill Rabbitohs fans with him.
And then he scored that one as well, like a front rower.
Yeah.
At the end. And it
just
was like,
steamrolled.
Man, he has just done everything that you could have asked for. Even though it wasn't technically a 40-20 that he kicked, Nickel Klukstad actually put his foot out.
Yeah. Still, to get that
kick out a
position,
dummy half, putting bombs up, lead to tries, throwing cutout passes, lead to tries, and then score one yourself to almost pull the Rabbits.
When he's on,
was awesome.
When he's on, he's so fucking on.
Yeah.
And that's what, it would just kill knowing that he can't do that every week.
Yeah. 200 NRL tries for Alex Johnston, no?
How far is he away from, was it Ken Irvine?
12. So
he's probably going to do it.
The second man to ever do it, to get to 200 behind Ken Irvine. He could obviously
probably took over.
No, that's it, Ken Irvine.
No, I mean it's in like the person closest would have been Haslam.
No, it would have been Billy, wouldn't it?
Could be.
Most NRL tries. I don't know if fucking...
Hasn't scored that many. He just got lots of points because Slater. He was a goal kicker.
He overtook Billy. Billy was 190, and then you got the Beaver. Tupu's there, though. He's on 170.
Fuck, I tell you what, Tom and I would have loved putting bets on Beaver in his day. Just as fucking back rower who loves a meaty. Jesus, we think we like back in Humboldt.
Hazem El Masri scored, looks like 159.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely he's up there.
Yeah. So he was up there. But anyway, yeah, you got Brett Stewart, Andrew Eddinghausen, all these greats of the game.
Speaking of greats of the game, Luke Metcalf.
He is the greatest of all time, isn't he?
He's got to be the greatest number 7 come out of New Zealand. But seriously, bro, it's uncanny how the timing of Tom saying it, but he is it feels different to the Wars that we saw in 2023. That felt like a bit of champagne rugby league as well. And the whole up the Wars thing kind of started. There's a big bandwagon.
Like
But now it feels like they're just toiling.
Yeah.
They've just toiled their way into fucking 9 wins and 3 losses, sitting in 3rd place.
Yeah, mate. That's unreal. They are playing great footy. And you can't say it's got nothing to do with their pack because they obviously got Fisher Harris over from Penrith, and he was so pumped to go back over and play for the Warriors.
You see a lot of players do that, and they're back into the career, and they return to the motherland.
And I know Tom's got a big opinion on Fisher Harris and how big of an impact without seeing it. Like without it being clear as day, what he's doing, he is
1%ers,
one of the best front rowers getting.
He's
around.
Lost his counterpart, Mitch Barnett, ACL.
I don't know, unlucky
Blues
for
fans.
Big Mitchie. Yeah,
you're worried too.
Well,
but I think you're going to have some good, people to step in.
Yeah, you know, AJ's only 30.
It's wild. I remember a few years ago when he was starting to get like right up there in the try scorer list, and I was just like, fucking hell, this bloke's been playing for years, and he was like 26.
I know.
So he's still got easily a few years.
Surely at least 2 or 3.
He could crack the 300. Seriously.
Can't get there, surely. Not these days. If he plays to 35 or something, but maybe. Surely not.
He's starting to get a little bit more injury prone, it feels though. So that's right. That's the only thing that is
and the
not
Rabbits,
on his side.
Don't get me wrong. The Rabbitohs are going fucking way better than I thought or anyone thought they would this year. But they're not like going to go and score 30 every week, if that makes sense.
No, they're a very hot and cold team. A lot of like...
Better than just cold.
Yeah, exactly right. You'll take that. But that's Wayne Bennett effect.
Yeah.
You'll never have a team that's just cold. Oh, Newey were pretty cold, actually. They were.
It's probably his one failure.
It was.
Newey. And then 17th versus 15th at Combank was a ripper.
It was. Battle of the West.
Moses up against Cleary, mate.
It was a good battle.
Cleary had a blinder without, putting on all the try assists and all the rest of it. He had a great game. That 40-20 he kicked, unreal. Like
Nathan Cleary to
not too many players can perform that kick because it was a half banana.
Yeah.
It was half a banana kick, 40-20, unreal. But good game, massive crowd. And then to finish off the
game of the round, I think you can say.
Yeah, you'd probably would say it, I reckon. It was any one of the 3 on the Sunday, put it that way.
Bit of wet weather footy too. Like, I don't know if it was raining too much at the time, but Sydney had just been sheeted down, as you would know.
Well, it didn't rain fuck all on the weekend. We had cracking weather.
Did it?
Yeah.
Fuck, that track was terrible at Allianz.
Yeah. Just winter goods.
Yeah,
probably a winter good.
True.
What a game, though.
That was a great game. Raiders are just impressing me so much every week. Like, I was impressed by Roosters here too, but both these teams, like, relatively depleted.
Well, the fact that Jamal Fogarty didn't play and this Sanders just stepped in and fucking did a job.
Sanders stepped in, and then you had no Starling as well. So Danny Levi starting, and then Owen Paddy as well.
Yeah, he was good.
Old Owen Paddy.
Owen Paddy was really good.
He was good. That kicking, he kicked a fucking 40-20 and just out of hooker, and you just go, fuck, that's class.
Set up a try for Tarpany too.
Yeah, exactly. So he's playing great. But yeah, Raiders players just across the board just doing their job. And they're one of the teams that have showed consistency, I feel, this year.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of intrigued to see how they'll go come September. Like, genuinely, it doesn't... For me, I don't know what it is about the Bulldogs, but I think come September, they'll kind of drop off a bit.
Well, they've done their hardest to try and interrupt their season.
Exactly right. They did not need that interruption with how good they were going. Raiders are just on a high right now. Ricky's loving it. The players are loving it. It's got a 2016 and 2019 feel to it when they had those great fucking seasons there, and the fans will be loving it. They've got a relatively easy run home, and mate, winter is tough in Canberra for away teams.
Yeah, especially when you get those massive crowds down there.
And they will be piling in.
And there'll be some Viking clapping going on. But yeah, the 8, I tell you what, the top 8 is looking
close.
Nothing like I had.
Close and weird.
Bulldogs, Raiders, Warriors, Storm in 4th. Like surely they have to pick up.
You'd think that wasn't a convincing win against Titans.
No, it wasn't, but they'll pick up. And then you got the Sharks there who just always finish 4th or 5th. So there you
straight
go.
sets Sharks.
The Cows, how are they in there?
Hot and cold.
Manly and the Dragons in
Hot
7th and 8th, which is unbelievable. And then some of the teams that are outside the 8, you've got Penrith, the Roosters, and the Broncos.
Yeah, if you told someone at the start of the year that Penrith were last coming into this game as well, but if you told them that was going to be how the season's going, they would have fucking laughed at you. Yeah. Laughed in your face. Dogs, I'm still not 100% convinced in the Dogs.
Yeah, righto.
I feel like I was with their defensive efforts, and now this whole disruption with Galvin, I'm not convinced on them.
I can't believe that.
That top 4 is what shocks me more than anything.
I cannot believe...
I still can't wrap my head around it.
The 2 or 3 weeks saga that just happened there,
and we still don't have a definitive answer for Toby Sexton and Reid Marnie.
Yeah, so they're talking about Marnie, eh?
There's a lot of chatter going around. What's going to happen? And I just
but he's been getting hooked.
Yeah,
he hasn't been on fire, and people are fucking trying to talk to me about Queensland selection. I'm going, he's getting hooked at club.
People are saying, put him in Queensland just for a bit of mongrel. I think the idea they're going with that is they want Harry Grant back to 14.
Yeah.
Should we have a little bit of discussion about what our answers are for Queensland, mate?
Yeah, well, answers this week, or do you want to talk about how dominated we were? Because we were just bent over and driven.
We were. For a long period of that game, we had a bit of the ball attacking their line, and it really showed that we were still getting bent over when we had all these sets and just nothing in attack. Literally felt like watching Brisbane in a way.
Yeah.
That just no direction, nothing, just a couple 2-bar shift. What do we do?
Yep.
It was just painful.
And Billy's tried to say that it was because we were so fatigued from defending.
Or don't be fatigued then.
Yeah, just don't be.
Just don't be. At an Origin level, and it feels like the last few years, not years, but last few games we've played against New South Wales, especially Game 3 last year, when it's an arm wrestle, and the team that ends up winning is who is that little bit fitter in the 60th, 70th minute.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like Queensland, we had all this momentum and this drive, and you could just see it coming. We had all the ball, and we were defending them in their own end. And then they just went coast to coast and scored that try, and you just go...
Great try, by the way. That offload from Connor Watson was bullshit.
It was the one for Dylan Edwards was...
That was unreal.
Stupid.
And then they scored some great tries, the Blues did. The first one especially, that was a great try.
Yeah, Lomax. I don't want to hear anyone say that was forward either.
Yeah.
Fox Sports posted a photo.
Oh, it was? No.
Yeah. I didn't even think it in real time. And then Fox Sports put a photo up and I just went, you're clutching.
It always just looks worse when the winger reaches out for it.
100%.
If he doesn't catch it on the chest, he looks like he's... And it does go forward. Geographically goes forward. So,
But anyway. I think Tom and I said it on Thursday. The reffing wasn't enough to change the outcome of the game.
No.
There was a couple average calls, but I wasn't sitting there pulling my hair out thinking, fuck, if Ashley Klein didn't do that, we would have won.
There was only a couple, but I feel like he squared them up anyway.
Yeah, it was kind of even.
The only thing that didn't get squared up was the strips, but ours were as blatant of a blatant strip as they could have possibly been. Yeah. And then the one that we didn't get was... 50-50. So you can't even, there was nothing to do.
Harry Grant thought that there wasn't a million cameras and a million eyes watching so he could kick the ball out.
Man, I was losing it at that.
Harry Grant is easily the best number 9 in the game.
He dropped it just before that.
He did. And how many times have we kind of seen this in the Origin arena now? Yeah. Easily the best number 9 in the game. That's why club level and Melbourne, his explosiveness, what he can do is like fucking no other.
You need... a Robson 9.
You need a
Origin.
Dozer. But how quickly has our narrative changed? Because our narrative before
mine wasn't.
I don't know
ever,
about yours, but
though.
Tom and I kind of agreed with him too in a way that before game 1 we were thinking we've got explosiveness, they've got toilers.
Yeah, I know.
And
but
toiling has worked.
The way the Origin is now, it is just a fucking arm wrestle for 80, and you just want the toilers, and you want the
Robson toiled,
the
Edwards toiled,
and the To'os and that take the first 3 hit ups.
I think that's what hurts too. Is we thought our game plan and our team were our spine is going to be better, and their spine was just so much better, and it wasn't even really Cleary and. Moses,
it was a lot of Cleary. He was good.
You reckon? I think he had a good game.
His kicking was fucking good.
At times, that thing we spoke about how Ches put in a kick or Money will put in a kick and it lands on their 30, and watching them just send one high and land in our 10. Just that feel, how critical field position has become.
I said this on Thursday to whoever it was. It was all because of the defensive line. So they'd play the ball. Cleary'd get it at first receiver on the 4th or 5th. And he'd have the ball in his hands, and we were just on getting back on side. And he'd have 68 fucking weeks to decide what kick he was going to put up, who he was kicking it to. Bang, perfect.
Yep.
It felt like when Cherry Evans was getting the ball at first receiver, he was catching it, going backwards on a 45, and they were fucking in his face already.
Forcing him to just throw it on his boot.
And he was inside his 40.
Yep.
And I'm going, what chance have we got here? And he's not the best kick.
Nah, he's not you don't go, fuck, Ches has got the best kicking game in the comp.
I just think he holds it funny. It's almost like I don't know, but kicking game was huge, and we knew that was going to be. And the scary part is Moses didn't really have that much impact on the kicking.
Yeah, so I feel like Moses had a couple of shaky errors, and he didn't have the impact on the game in general like he did in Game 3 last year.
No, which he was never going to.
But Robson and Edwards, there's not too many crazy highlights I can remember of them, but gee, they didn't fuck up.
Didn't do one. Oh, Edwards might have dropped a high ball.
Yeah, and that was because Nanai's pressure was unreal on a kick. But Reece Robson was just absolutely carved in the middle. Just toiled.
You watch when Edwards gets tackled. Count how many times he ends up on his knees. It is unbelievable.
The 1% is like
how many times he ends up on his hands and knees, or like his elbows and his knees, or just his knees, and just can play it without using any energy. It's 1%
is like that can completely change the landscape of Origin, and that's what I feel like it comes down to, because you can say their team is so much better on paper, and it is better on paper, but
it's better on the field too.
Better on the field, and they just look more polished.
Yeah,
in a way, it's like we had our equal amount of chances, and they just look. Those fine little margins look far more polished than us. A quick play the ball, kick pressure, safer through the hands.
Speed of the defensive line kills us.
Exactly, little things like that. It's not the fact that, we got Ponga out there and Munster trying to fucking create absolutely something from nothing. Oh. They proved that they didn't really need that.
Can we come up? Can Kalen do something other than a goosey and then get tackled?
He loves a goosey. He loves an outside shoulder goosey.
I'm not going to sit there and ridicule him because he was getting it and he was running at Stephen Crichton's side every time. What's a man to do?
100%. Crichton's defence was on display.
Can we run it the other way?
Every time we went to Robert Toya and what do you call it? Xavier Coates, so Latrell's edge.
It was a bit better.
We had a bit of shape going. And every time we kicked the ball, we were going to Nanai, who wasn't necessarily going for the contest.
Yeah.
But he was...
His pressure's down there.
His pressure was there and forcing an error. The only thing I liked was that right edge, and that was Nanai, Toya, Coates.
But normally, the only time we looked dangerous was when we were inside our own 30.
Yeah.
And we spread it.
Exactly. Early on, we were spreading it. I think one of the commentators made a thing, is like, New South Wales is playing a bit more safe here. Queensland is starting to actually shift the ball. And it proved to be our downfall. Yeah. Every single doubt and hope that I had going into that game, thinking of how Queensland's better, was completely proven wrong.
Yeah.
The whole, we've got an explosive spine, they've got toilets, proven wrong. Thinking we got game breakers, proven wrong. They just toiled and polished and toiled and polished.
Yeah. Not saying Cleary's not a game breaker is a massive call though.
I did say 2023 game breaker. All I mentioned was at Origin level. He hasn't really done it. But, every fucking podcast equipment should be cheaper. They let us know that we were wrong. But we take our licks. We have to take our licks in a game like that. We flew the flag for Queensland. Mr. Dahl literally did fly.
Yeah, that would have been tough, man.
That would have been really tough.
I don't know if I would have been able to do it, to be honest.
No, that's what I mean.
He's a better man than I am.
That's a brave soldier.
And we all knew that anyway, so.
This isn't news to you.
Yeah, that's not news to anybody.
I guess the other thing I can think for Origin, when you look forward to game 2 and people are just absolutely panicking in a way, I don't think our squad needs to change a whole lot. I don't think it can change a whole lot because we don't have the depth.
No cattle.
There's not much cattle getting around the yard.
Yeah.
And people are saying, well, Ches needs to be dropped. Whether you think that's a good idea or not, if you think Billy Slater's going to drop the captain in probably his last year of Origin before game 2, mate, we're going to pick and we're going to stick. It's just a fact. I think maybe Bo Fermor can go into second row.
Yeah, I don't
and
mind
provide
that.
something a bit more in attack because Cotter's defense was unreal, but it felt like he was playing lock or front row on the edge.
I want him to play lock.
100%.
I don't want him to play front row.
I want him
play
to give
lock.
Carrigan a rest. I want him to give Tino a bit of a rest and just be that absolute toiler in the middle.
He can go on for 40 minutes. Like either side of half time, 20 either side of half time, come off the bench and swap between playing lock or front row.
Tackle his cunt out and just run. Yeah. Like that's what Cotter does best. Putting him on the edge is kind of just a way of trying to fit him into the starting lineup.
I'll tell you what though, I watched that Cows Tigers game and he fucking one of the highlights was him just running a perfect line, busting through into the backfield.
I just feel like it's good in theory, but it just doesn't work at that level. But especially when you got Crichton and Liam Martin on their edges. You just go, Nanai I was very impressed with.
If he lined up against Liam Martin, I'm not too sad about it because they're like kind of similar players in a way, I guess.
I think Martin's probably got a bit more speed and athleticism about him.
Yeah, but when he lines up against Angus Crichton, just the sheer size difference
100%.
is worrying.
100%. You know? So I think we can maybe change in that aspect. Horse, I wouldn't hate to see Horsburgh off the bench.
Yeah, well, he's played before. He just had that year last year where
I don't want to completely shit over Trent Liero, but what the fuck's he doing? I thought Billy was going to see something. He played a lot of minutes, a lot more minutes than I thought.
So he
just didn't offer.
It looked
much.
like he was stopping before he got to the defensive.
Did it look like he takes 2 steps?
Yeah.
Tackle.
Yeah.
It's like pump him, brother.
I didn't get what was going on there.
I don't know if that's his running style that he's like. I don't notice him enough in the Melbourne team. Can't say I watched heaps of Trent.
No.
But it just felt like there's a bit more out there. Someone else like Corey Horsburgh can play 20 minutes, give away a few fucking penalties probably, but God, he's going to match that intensity of Spencer Leniu.
Yeah.
It fucked me off that Spencer Leniu comes on and he's all angry that they didn't kick the ball to him and he's walking around super fired up and giving it to the fans and that's Origin. And it felt like we had no one on our 17 doing the same. We need someone to match that intensity. We need a Nate Miles who's going to get his head punched in for the state. And it felt like we didn't have that in the first game.
When you've got a massive roll on like they did, like the scoreboard doesn't look bad at all. But the stats were through the roof towards them.
Yeah, 100%.
I know it looks like we had a fair bit of ball in the second half on their line, and they did, but not once did they look like scoring Queensland.
No, our shape, there wasn't... look at the try we scored. Latrell knocks it on, we quickly throw it at the Coates.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pus. That
was a turning point, though, but it didn't turn.
It was. We did it when they had 12 men on the field, too.
I liked Tino's game. He was our best player, I reckon.
I thought he had a really big impact too, but stats-wise, it felt like he probably could have done a little bit more. He didn't spend as much time on the field than I thought, but watching that bloke in tears in the national anthem and just how much he loves the maroon jersey, that was good to have back in our forward pack. That's a bloke who can match Spencer Leniu. Yeah. But it felt like we didn't really see their forward pack kind of beating us. Their outside backs definitely beating us.
Carrigan had a good game, tackled his ass off, which is what you do
always
at lock.
Does,
so,
always does.
But yeah,
I don't think Ches gets dropped. I think Dearden was solid coming off at 14.
Tino played 53 minutes. So,
did he?
I mean, that's fairly decent for a prop. It's not fucking Haas stats, but
no, that bloke is.
What did he play? He played 58 or so. But if he wanted to, he could play fucking more. That's the
100%.
thing. Didn't have to play him for that long.
It's scary. And honestly, just quickly to go back to Broncos, if I am Payne Haas and there's rumours now about him getting shopped around, leave. I don't blame you for wanting to leave.
Right now,
that bloke deserves more
yeah.
than what Broncos are giving him. And there's not many forwards that deserve the $1 million price tag, but that bloke does.
Oh, he deserves more than that.
You'd pay him 1.2. Easy.
I reckon easy.
To do what he does.
If you're paying Kalen Ponga 1.4, you're paying him more than that.
100%. And he is proving his worth in Origin, and it's just such a matchup that you just don't have any answers for.
No.
But, yeah.
He's so much better than the next tier.
Yeah, like the difference between the second best forward and the third best forward is about this much.
Yeah.
It's about an inch for people who are listening. And then Payne Haas to the second best forward is
about
miles.
a metre. Yeah.
Miles and miles. There's just nothing like you cannot be that big and fast and
not
strong
allowed.
and quick and fit.
It's a cheat code.
It is.
But anyway.
He was designed in a laboratory.
Yeah. But there is 2 games to go. Massive uphill battle for the Maroons.
Sometimes you just have an off night.
But this was Suncorp Stadium game 1. Now with Perth and Sydney to go is obviously massive advantage.
It felt like
Blues.
we needed to win.
This was reverse last year though.
It was, yeah.
So we went to Sydney game 1. Obviously all the controversy was Suaalii off the field in the first couple of minutes. Queensland give him a touch up. And then the Blues come back at Melbourne and it was 34-0 at half time.
Yeah,
and then they went to Suncorp and won. So
one of the all-time Origin pantsings.
That's got to be
game 2.
That series win for them last year has got to be up there with one of their best ever, I reckon.
I think they hold it to that level.
Yeah.
They really do.
Just after game 1 loss to go and absolutely flog Queensland.
Backs against the wall.
In the second game at the MCG and then to go to Suncorp and fucking win up there.
That's what holds it so high.
In one of the great games that you've ever watched.
Are they? Yeah, 100%. That first half was an absolute arm wrestle. You didn't know how the game was
So
going
the
to go.
confidence that squad would have got off that would be enormous.
Well, they went into that game at Suncorp, and now the whole chatter is it's not even a cauldron anymore.
Not
And you
when
just
they-
go like, fuck, we've lost back-to-back games there. It's like where surely the disappointment that some of those players are feeling are going, we need to fucking like reinforce this again. We need to like bring back a bit of belief because I don't want to shit on my state so much. I'm going to pick apart a poor performance, but I haven't lost faith in them at all. And I don't want everyone else to completely lose faith too because it feels like we're down in the dumps a bit. We've lost 3 games in a row.
Well, we
now.
are. There'd be something wrong if you weren't down in the dumps about it.
100%. It's like a disappointment and a worry more than just anger, like usual state of origin.
Yeah.
And all it can take is just go to Perth, put in a solid performance, get a gutsy fucking win.
Yeah, and then it's fucking 80 minutes of footy.
And then everyone is back. It's back on. Like right now, everyone's thinking 90% Blues, probably 10% Queensland. But then game on after one fucking, just turn it around in game 2. I cannot see us being worse off in game 2. I think that squad will stay very similar. And Billy, this is his chance to really fucking put some poetry in there and some like bullshit that he
Shine
comes
them
up with.
RMs up, brother.
Oh, slick that hair back and get the boys fired up for this because it's literally do or die.
Yeah, yep. And I think obviously this game is massive because then you win it and all of a sudden and same thing for them last year. As soon as they flogged us at the MCG, all of a sudden that mountain doesn't look as steep.
100%.
You go, we're a few fucking calls, we're a few good plays, a bit of defensive ticker. I know we're going to Suncorp, but guess what? We can win.
Yeah.
And it's the shoe on the other foot. Now Queensland have got to just fire up in Perth, get it done there.
A place where
I know we
don't
haven't really fired.
We
much
just don't
before.
love neutral venues. For some reason, in recent times, it's felt like when there's a big round stadium, we tend to suck. I think Adelaide Oval we've won a couple times. We don't hate Adelaide, but fuck me, Melbourne and Perth game 2 we dislike.
We've just got to remember too that I know everyone started talking about 3 wins in a row. That's games in a row, by the way.
Yeah.
We just got to remember that since 2020, that was the worst Origin side ever.
How could I forget? Me mate Branko on the edge.
They've obviously been the 5 series, and it's actually 3-2 to Queensland. So it's not like it feels like we've just been dominated.
Yeah,
but we haven't. So let's, go back on a bit of that and maybe try and fire up. So and if you're New South Wales, don't change a fucking thing because you're playing bullshit footy.
Like, the only
unbelievable footy.
The only change they're going to have is Mitchell Barnett being out.
Yeah,
and I think Terrell May will probably start.
I'd say you have to bring May in.
Koloamatangi, potentially.
He had a good game on the weekend.
I think May definitely deserves that spot now.
Yeah, if he doesn't get picked now, there must be a bit of read between the lines about it.
Yeah, it's a bit of remember Dave Fafita last year when he was actually playing good footy and playing NRL footy, and you just went, why the fuck's he not getting picked?
Yeah.
Very similar situation if May doesn't get
picked.
Could
be, yeah. But anyway, the ball is in the Blues
Don't
court.
lose faith. We're one game away from completely flipping this on its head. I just want to shut them fucks up. All I want is just one win, just to be shut up. Fuck is, shut up. I
don't want the sweep. The sweep will hurt me.
That'll suck. Have we ever been swept?
The girls fucking saved. Yeah.
They did survive a sweep, didn't they?
We got swept. I remember it because Brian Fletcher did the fucking
grenade.
Throw the ball grenade thing in the air.
90s?
2000.
2000. See, 2000. I wasn't even born yet. Yeah. I do remember 2010 when we swept them, though.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. But it's always, there's not that many sweeps.
It doesn't really happen because
there was one in that whole 8 in a row thing.
Game 3 kind of feels like can be a bit of a hangover game. So the team tends to step up because they really don't want that sweep against their name, and the other team's like, well, we've already won the series.
But the girls stopped the 6-0 sweep. Oh, they put a stop to that.
Is that what it would have been?
Well, no, 3-0 to them. And
yes. I thought you meant that they lost 3-0 last year.
If the girls hadn't have won, it would have been 4-0 with 2 to play, obviously. So it was good to just
get a close game too, but yeah.
Good to get the sweep off the back.
Thank you for saving us.
Was it Isabel Kelly who scored but didn't?
Yes.
I have never seen that before.
I know the exact try you're talking about. I don't know if it was Isabel Kelly. I'm pretty sure you're right, but that
was unreal. And it was
did you reckon that's worse than Sewer?
It was clear. Oh.
Like, they're both
They didn't score off it, though.
No, that's true. But
how many times would that have happened in the
that's what
history
me and my
of the
mate
game?
were saying, that like...
But now there's a bunker.
That many times where people, and you go, did they actually get it down?
Yeah.
And you're like, they just had to have got it down.
But this one, it was clear as that she did. Like, there was a lot of room under that.
You see a lot of players kind of... make sure that they have at the end. They'll be like, oh, fuck, and they'll plant it down. Just like, I don't know if I did, but she was completely under the impression, yeah, I've got it down.
I thought the best part was, like, they kept rolling because the bunker needed to see where the play ended and shit, and she sort of just puts it down, and I was like, so what happens now? But I think the ref had already blown the try.
Yeah, okay.
So as soon as the ref blows the try, it's the end of the play. Like, that's why they got the ball back.
That was tough. And the fact that, what did we win by 2?
4, was it?
2 or 4.
Yeah.
Like that... Scores that.
Yeah, she wouldn't
puts
have felt
the ball
very
down
nice.
Properly. But hey, she would have been with a shield. So
but yeah, the 6-0 sweep has been stopped.
Thank God.
What are your thoughts on, like, it's all good that Queensland then sing the song, eh?
Yeah, you win a game.
That's what I thought. I thought you sing the song after every...
IIBI isn't just a series win.
No.
It's if you're saving a whitewash, your series is done. Origin's done for another year.
Their song's slightly different.
Yeah.
But they sung it, and there was people saying, you've lost the series. And I went, well...
You're allowed to fucking
they've still won the game, though.
They've won the game. You're allowed to sing it.
New South Wales then obviously get to sing theirs as well because they won the series.
You don't really see it any other sports because, like, when there's series of games in other sports... basketball or...
When there's no dead rubbers.
Yeah, there's not many other sports to see dead rubbers, so we don't get to really see it. But I think Origin is definitely fair enough. Game 3, you've saved you from a whitewash. You've had a win. Well done, gals. Year's done. Yeah. Let's have some beers. Let's sing the song.
Yeah.
So just fuck off, New South Wales. Jesus. Just clutching at everything.
Should we go quickly into the AFL? We've spent a lot of time there, but...
We had to, mate. We had to discuss...
Just to really top the week off for me, obviously the Hawks got pumped by the Pies. So I went Origin lost Wednesday, Hawks pumped Friday into a dismal performance at Brookvale Saturday.
Couldn't have got any worse.
Pies were hot, but Hawthorn not hot at all.
Are Hawthorn
really struggling?
Are Hawthorn cooked?
Nah, we won't be cooked. We'll turn it around.
That's like significant point losses.
I know.
51 points.
I know.
In
But
a game that you should have, I didn't think you were going to win, but I thought, maybe they'll start showing up. And you look at your draw, you got Dogs this week.
Yeah, I know. It's not good.
Tough. Into Crows.
It's crazy how there's only 10 rounds to go, or 11 rounds to go, Something like that.
And then you've got a bye. So you've got 2 more really tough weeks against potential top,
Thank
Dogs
God.
aren't in the 8, but they should be.
Thank God. Remember those first 4 rounds or whatever, I set our draw and I was like, fuck, if we end up 2-2, I'll be happy, and we end up winning them all.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Because I think we had
otherwise you've been
Sydney,
a lot worse
who
off.
now, obviously, they were not good.
No.
Rivalry game against Essendon. Carlton, who we thought that's going to be a biggie, but they're not. So, in the end, those first 4 games were fuck all because they were against bottom 8 sides.
Yeah, literally.
And now we're playing these contenders getting fucking
if you can get
hand to us.
You can turn it all. Or if you get a bounce back against the Dogs or against the Crows, things look sunshine, fucking lollipops again. But
it's not dire straits like Brisbane Broncos territory.
No, hell no. But Collingwood just looked a much more solid team.
Yeah, but that's why they're first. That's why they're so far.
I think they're gonna win the minor premiership.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Lions early.
Lions tend to I think I said it last week. They stoop down to worse teams' levels. Just Collingwood display a consistent brand of footy. It's their brand of footy, and they're just so fucking solid with it.
Yeah, they are. They're playing well.
They are.
And they had to because they won the comp in 23, remember? Then they didn't make the finals last year, and it was like, hang on.
They're in their window. They've got a year or 2 left in their window. They need to capitalise here.
Yeah.
N. Dacos, first career contested mark.
I have seen that.
Officially. So
Wow.
that's a bit of a monkey off the back. Still stat pads, though.
Never taken a mark. Imagine that.
To have anyone close vicinity to you to classify it as a contested mark.
Yeah.
And no one has in the years he's been playing.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's more of a thing that I didn't really think. I knew it was a bit of a joke. I was like, all he does is stat pad, and all he does is, just easy open marks. I didn't actually know he didn't have a single contested mark to his name.
Let's just be fucking woo up there. Yes, he gets stats, but he also doesn't need to play the Patrick Cripps style of footy.
He's not that style of midfielder.
And he's still a gun.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was something just to even have a little laugh.
Yeah, a little bit of a laugh. Jamie Elliott kicked 5, which is great.
I can't believe he is
whippets kick him.
Yeah,
I love that.
He's right up there in the Coleman medal. Obviously, he's chasing Jeremy Cameron.
Oh, of
but
course.
Still, to have a small forward be that high up in the rankings, it's quite impressive. He's playing some good footy. It is.
Anyway, the game of the. Well, a couple of games of the round, I reckon.
There was a couple
back
great.
to back.
Saturday half had some great games.
Very unexpected for me anyway. I know the Suns are playing well, but traditionally it's not 2 sides that,
You don't look at this fixture and go, woo!
Yeah, at People's First, Suns v Freo. And I have just got to say, on the KO Mini anyway, because I didn't watch it live, but on the Mini, Kelly Underwood was absolutely firing.
You're impressed with her?
She was, like I said, according to the Mini, I don't know, whatever.
They got only the good parts.
When that Leonardo Lombardo kicked his first goal, holy, that was scenes, man. The celebration that fella did was just epic. And it continued all the way until he got to the bench, and because he ran off as soon as he's kicked it.
Debut.
And he's fucking got the hand in the air still, and you've just told me he got drafted midweek or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was part of the mid-season draft.
Just unreal. And Kelly was that fired up. She was talking about the family and how the mum had to work a couple of jobs to keep his dream of playing alive and shit. And I was just getting goosebumps going.
She's nailed it. Because it's quite often that people ridicule her for ruining some really special moments.
Nah, mate,
that was good. She's nailed it. Good on her.
And then the finish was awesome. Both sides could still win with 30 seconds to go. Dockers kicked one, late, really late. But yeah, just great stuff and unexpected, I thought.
Freo, the real deal, are they going to play finals footy? Are they just turning it on? Was it a bit of a bumpy start? Because I thought they'll only win at Optus, they'll only win at home.
Well, they went to Sydney and then they've gone to the coast. But Sydney, I don't know.
Kind of worries me. It's like Fremantle were just waiting for that moment to click because they've got a decent roster.
Yeah.
They have for a while, a young, solid team, and now it looks like it's starting to click.
Yeah, mate.
Flagmantle.
Well, time. Who have they got this week? We'll find out when we do the tips, I suppose. But they've got to be back at Optus, don't they? Bye
round. That's going to be huge for them too.
So what they do? They went to Sydney. No, they didn't. Who told me that? Oh, they beat Port, last week, and then they've gone and beaten
I just need to quickly
the
correct
Suns.
myself too. Leo Lombard wasn't in the mid-year draft.
Well, he kicked his first goal.
2024, I think. It was just he got announced the debut this week.
Yeah,
I don't know where the fuck I read that. I'm having a bit of a stinker this episode.
That's all right.
Funny that.
Who cares?
Freo, yeah. Who did they play last week, sorry?
Freo played Port. So they've gone and beaten Port and the Sun. Now they've got to buy, and then they can reset.
They'll be cheering going into the buy round. Reset.
And then NG Stadium in Sydney's West probably had some of the worst scenes you ever want to see on a sports field, I reckon. Cal Ward went down with an ACL tear early on in the match.
Tough.
He knew. Everyone else knew.
Straight away. You could see the emotion.
Jason Dunstall was there going, I don't want to just keep
grim,
pointing to the obvious, but he's holding the back of his knee, and that's normally telltale.
The way it kind of
way
twisted
it happened.
and
So they knew ACL. Everyone knew, and then the emotions just poured out of him while he was on the stretcher off the field. Like he limped off, and then he got on the stretcher to go down the tunnel, and he was just bawling his eyes out. And you had Lachie Whitfield, I think, there, give him a hug and a little fucking kiss on the forehead. And
purely because he knows it might be the last
he knows
time.
His family's already moved back to Melbourne, I heard them say. So, like, whether he plays again somewhere else, which he, probably won't, but that almost certainly makes it his last game for GWS, and he's, been an absolute bull for them. So.
He has. Over the years, it's a name that's really stuck with the club. Not a way that you want to potentially finish your career.
Never say never, but it looks like it. Absolutely. So, but then the 3/4 time scenes, mate.
I couldn't believe they come back to this.
Yeah, but he's got out on the crutches with the fucking knee thing on, and you could see him giving a barking like he's the coach. And then they've come back and kicked fucking 5 and won the game. And you just that's a movie.
Yeah, that is literally a mid-2000s cliche movie. Coach is right.
It was just sensational stuff.
That's it. You got to step up in a moment like that.
You got to take the positive with the negative, and I think he's done very well.
Yeah, but they fucking made it scary.
Oh yeah, against the mighty Tigers.
I just don't know how to pick GWS this year. No. You don't know what version you're going to get. But fourth quarter, Cal Ward fire up GWS is a good GWS.
Yes, and the Tigers probably a bit of youth, ran out of legs again. But
yeah, they'll have
they got
a few
good
games.
Signs there, mate.
Mate, they're going to be good in
signs.
5 years, maybe.
Now, I happened to see a couple of Sydney Swans fans after the game on Saturday.
Did you?
And
this is in Tommy's honour, by the way. Just spam it. Don't let me talk, just spam it. That feel liberating?
There you go. No, I hated it. But what an absolute thumping.
That's a fucking AFL humping.
Yeah, mate. Sydney are in big trouble.
They are in fucking dramas.
Huge trouble. Johnny Longmire just timed the ears off fucking
Didn't he?
Leaving. Obviously, the premiership would have been ideal, but he's timed it very well.
He really has. But is he the reason?
No.
Of this downfall. It's a young squad.
Oh, because of the roster he's set him up with.
The roster he's set him up with, and pretty much that same team, grand final 2022, grand final last year, obviously complete failures. But some of the names in that team, man, like Goulden, Chad Warner, all these big names that are still killing it. Well, they're not killing it really this year, but I don't think it's the end of Sydney. I think it's going to be a very down year.
Yeah.
They'll be back next year, but write them off this year. They've got a big pencil to them.
Yeah.
I think they've had it through them for a while.
They just keep putting out performances like that, and you just go, well.
It's not like it's they lost by 15. You cannot lose by 90 at home. And your season
vibes all over it.
Oh, it does. Very similar. And they're fucking, they played in prelims last year against each other in a prelim, and they're both just shocking.
Sydney, they made the granny, mate.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but Port they
Port.
played Port
Yeah,
in the
got ya.
prelim.
Melbourne St Kilda. Did you watch it? I didn't.
I didn't watch it. No, but
Alice Springs.
St Kilda just doing St Kilda things.
Yep, and
really
Melbourne doing Melbourne things.
Yep.
And then, of course, you would have watched the Cats. Unfortunately, the only highlights I've seen is of Harley Reid. So
yeah,
did he have a goodie?
He had good moments.
Right,
I think West Coast showed up more than anything. Like I'm not going to sit there and pick apart Geelong's performance for the first 3 quarters. But West Coast showed up. They made. If you're a neutral fan, you would have probably enjoyed that game. 4th quarter blowout. West Coast snoozed off a bit. Jeremy Cameron just goes, just give me the ball and watch me kick outrageous goals. But yeah, they made it a good contest for the first 3 quarters.
Yep.
Harley Reid had a couple good flashes, a couple palm offs using his strength.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was WA Day on Monday, so all the kids were out. Everyone was fired up. That could be a part of the 3 quarters of good footy.
Yep.
But I'm not too worried about it. You go long, even though I said you'd need to do a full lap of the earth in order to lose. But that's a game that you just take, you get a good... The scoreline makes it seem better than I think the performance was.
Yeah.
But I'm not fussed by it. Bailey Smith goes out and just gets fucking 38, 37 touches.
Did he? Maybe he will win the Brownlow.
Bro, when I said after round 1, yeah, Baz Brownlow, we're going to win the flag, completely
Did you put it on?
As a vet, I have not yet, no, but I think he'd be favourite. But when I said it, completely satire, had a decent game against Fremantle, and now you look at the impact he's having, the meters gained. When he has that ball, him and Max Holmes just love running, and he just is just such a bull, and you just go, surely Beveridge is sitting there scratching his head going, why did I ever plonk this fuck up at half forward or on the wing? I thought he was going to come play for us in the wing, and Chris Scott just goes, no, I'm going to put him on the ball.
Wow.
And where he belongs.
Yep, apparently.
So the only thing stopping him from Brownlow now is probably a head loss, which is probably very likely.
Doable.
Very, very doable. He loves getting fines. He hasn't done anything yet just to teeter that suspension.
Yeah.
But it's fucking not very far away, is it?
Yeah, and he's got the potential to get into a lot of scuffles that could
100%
get him a suspension just because of his lip.
He's 100%. He's playing such good footy at the moment, and I'm taking it 1 week at a time because I'm just waiting for this, like a bit of the downside to it, and yep, there it is, Baz. Why have you done that? But I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he proves everyone wrong.
Well, we'll get on to a couple of other sports. We do have a yarn from Tommy about the UFC and boxing, but we'll do that a bit later. We'll split this up because we've actually got 3 yarns that got sent into us this week.
Yeah, we do have a few. The Speak Pop got
We didn't
pounded.
ask for any of them either.
No.
Tom just did it. Fucking Lachie Smith has sent in a little F1 fucking recap, he reckons. He messaged through today.
True.
And then Pommy the Pommy, he's calling himself, this bloke.
Oh, Colin Noble,
our running mate, he's sent in one. So we'll play his first, to break the sport.
Do you want to do the tips after that or as well?
I guess we can tip, can't we?
We'll probably tip. We'll do this first and then we'll tip.
Sweet.
Reggies. Pommy the Pommy here. One bloke that could have been anything but decided to get pissed instead. Hey, just a little update on the Bravehearts 777 Marathon, 28 days out. Heading into Milton Common today to have a spot of lunch with Jimmy and collect that signed Reggies jersey. So if you signed that Reggies jersey at Milton Common, click the link, $10 donation gives you a chance to win it. So massive thanks to everybody for the support. I really appreciate it. The raffle will be held on the 21st of June. I'll do a Facebook Live or something, but the 1980 Queensland State of Origin signed photo. Look, we're all disappointed about Origin 1 up here in Queensland, but you know what? That 1980s team, you just look at that signed team photo. It will never let you down. It will be their pride of place, in your house, in your bar, in your man cave, wherever it may be. It is highly regarded as one of the greatest teams ever to grace the field. Queenslander! Get around it, guys. I'll get some photos up in the RLC, but yeah, love your work. Thanks heaps, and speak to you soon.
That was a great selling. Good bit of advertising there from young Colin.
Could be a telemarketer, that bloke.
Die-hard Queenslander too, by the sounds.
Born and bred. Hey, but that's what we do. We just attract people overseas, mate.
He wasn't
love
born
us
down there.
No, exactly.
Anyway.
He had his choice.
We might put up a post of it too, like a story or something with that link that he's talking about. There is definitely a Reggies jersey that got signed by a lot of people. So if you want that one, fucking get around it. And you obviously got the Origin jersey there too. Good luck to him, mate, because I tell you what, he hasn't slowed up much and he's only 28 days out.
No, that's right. He
might just have a tank on him. Like
I didn't want to take the piss out of him. I literally said to him at Milton Common, I was like, do you actually run? Because fuck, you can drink some piss. But I have seen his Instagram and that, and he's a runner, mate.
Yeah.
You'd have to be able to do 7 marathons in 7 steps.
Yeah.
But, geez, good on him. What a legend. I could never.
Nah.
I don't know if I'll ever do 1 marathon.
Nah. Maybe a half one day. Just because I think, that'd be cool.
Just a ticket off the bucket
Then realised it's not.
Yeah, get a little medal.
Let's go to the F1s. We had Oscar on pole. Oscar on top of the podium again for Australia. McLaren were flying in Spain. The 1-2 was almost inevitable that they were going to finish first, second. It was just in which order. So... A fair bit of shit happened, actually, at the end of the race between the Red Bull drivers and the Mercedes.
Was
George Russell and Max Verstappen.
I think I actually saw a video on this.
There was a bit going on. Max ended up costing himself a 10-second penalty for pretty much driving into him around the corner. The race was over. He couldn't win it, but...
they said, Max, you should let George Russell through.
Yeah, it was weird
and
timing.
Then they went around the corner and he went, nah.
Yeah, so he was sort of frustrated and arguing as to why he should let him through, but it was from a previous incident. And the teams they can see the replays, mate. They're looking at everything going, you should let him through.
They've got a lot of them in there too.
Max is live going, nah, that's not what happened.
In his
head. And anyway, it looked like he let him go around the outside, and then Russell was clearly in front at the corner, so Max has got to give way, and he just literally drives straight into him. So,
if it wasn't Verstappen, if this was someone else, do you think they'd give it would have
got the same penalty,
benefit of the doubt in a way of but because it's Verstappen, everyone just goes he
did it on purpose. Yeah, I know, and I thought the same. I was like, there's no way he's intentionally done that.
No,
but. Yeah, it doesn't look great when you're him.
So. No, exactly. Anything he does is going to be they're going to point the finger at.
Yeah. Not good for Red Bull, but who cares? We love Piastri. But
let's hear
from L. Smith, because I don't know if this was a piss take or if it was genuine or what, but
I haven't listened to it.
Hopefully he doesn't just repeat what I said.
True.
He'll do a better job anyway.
He actually researches.
Too much.
Reggies, OJ listener here. Just thought I would chime in with an F1 report just because some dickhead stayed up and watched the whole fucking thing. Started off well. Piastri took pole. It was in Spain, by the way. Barcelona Grand Prix. Don't say that. Groper will whinge. But yeah, Piastri took pole, started the race well, led the whole way, never looked like being beaten. There was a little battle between Verstappen and Norris, but Norris just too good in the McLaren. Verstappen was the interesting one, tried a 3-stop strategy, didn't quite work. They only ended up with a hard tyre left after a late safety car, which meant he wasn't going to have the race pace with the hard tyre on a technical circuit. Left him open. On the restart, he hung wide. Leclerc got up beside him. Verstappen decided to give Leclerc a little nudge. And then Russell tried absolutely dive bombing Verstappen on the first corner with a couple of laps to go. Made a heavy bit of contact. Long story short, Verstappen was in front, deserved to stay in front. He left the track and was in front, but his team got on the radio and said to give his position up to Russell. Verstappen wasn't happy as he was in the right, but his team said just do it just in case because penalties can be a cunt. However, Verstappen was a little sooky boy, and when he slowed down to let Russell past, he let him pass and then decided just to steer straight into him. Gave him a good old bump, which ended up him getting a 10-second time penalty for that. So it was a bit of a fuck you to the team by Verstappen, which meant instead of finishing in 4th place where he should have been, or 5th place after letting Russell past, he then got dropped down to 10th place with the time penalty. So Piastri dominated, Norris was 2nd, and Charles Leclerc finished 3rd. Season standings, Piastri 186, Norris 176, Crash Stappen 137. So basically, it's a battle of the Ashes, really. You got Piastri in 1st and Norris the Brit in 2nd. So
I like that.
Piastri will win because Aussies are just fucking better.
Bit of inner team
See you, boys.
Ashes.
Yeah, but inner team Ashes. And, mate, there was definitely in qualifying between them two, there was no fucking helping each other out.
True.
Like, they were behind each other when they were trying to qualify.
See, that's entertaining.
And they were going at it.
Fire.
And as soon as, let's say, old mate's on his out lap, so it's not his flying lap yet, but the car in front was on their timed lap. Soon as he crossed the line, boom, got straight over to the other side, so he didn't give old mate a toe. Because obviously if you get
a slingshot?
Yeah,
Ricky Bobby.
And it was funny as fuck because you're going, this is good.
Yeah.
They're proper.
That
proper
kind of
racing.
makes it like, and Tom says it many times about, funny that the fastest car wins, but Piastri and Norris would have the exact same car, wouldn't they?
Like big major parts, obviously, yes.
So it's a battle of
it'd be certainly set up for them.
So
makes sense.
yeah, kind of catered to each person, but it's not like one's a big fat tall cunt. They're both quite little
No, I just mean
in their racing styles. But regardless, pretty much same car. So I'm interested in that because it's like who is the best? Because one has to lead for the team, one's an Aussie, and you got the same car. Who's actually going to be better? That is what I'm kind of
awesome
interested.
to see.
The rest of them, I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it kind of seems like they're McLaren, right?
Yeah, interesting
McLaren's
to see.
going to pants, is what it seemed like.
What's
Is that how the year going?
Yeah.
Holy, am I having a stroke, cunt?
No, they are
how
going
the year's going.
They're going to win the
What's happened to Red
Constructors,
Bull?
for
Why
sure.
has Verstappen dropped off? How did he dominate so quickly?
Don't know, mate. These are questions I cannot answer about the F1 because I don't know how each year. Just the amount of engineering money that would go in, I reckon, makes a huge difference as to, righto, this is how quick we had the car going. If we do this to it, if we do this to it before the year starts, I reckon it'll go this much quicker, whatever.
At the same time, it's a bit of a rhetorical question. If someone's going to print out a PDF for me and explain it to me, I don't care.
Okay, good.
If you want to tell me a black and white plain
Interesting that he, that Lachie Smith reckons that Verstappen was not in the wrong in the first incident and he was right not to let him past. I still think overall the amount of times he gets told to do shit because they can see what the replay and see what's happened and make a call, whereas he's only lived it, he can't see it. And
how many times do you watch something over again and you get a second opinion on it, but live, heat of the moment, and it's not like he can see around him.
Yeah.
They're looking dead straight.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for the F1s. Now, we've got Tommy is going to give us a little yarn on the UFC and the boxing coming up, because isn't there a couple of title fights this weekend?
Yeah,
Is
Is
that right?
it O'Malley and Mirab this weekend?
Yeah, and Jai Bataille as well.
Oh, yes. See, what would we do without the man?
Yeah, we'd be fucked. But we knew that.
Reggies, how you going? Woke up feeling like a bag of fucking dicks. So, because my co-hosts are responsible for keeping the lights on for this country, I don't think it's fair of me to risk them getting crook. However, I had to send a recording in because it's a great weekend of fucking biffing, to be honest. We got a boxing card this weekend from Tasman Fighters where Jai Bataille is facing Claudio Squio. Fucking probably fucked that name up. Go me. Connor Wallace is fighting. Benny Mahoney's fighting. Max McIntyre. Terra Moana ×2 is fighting. Should be a great card. Main event, my money is on Jai Bataille via murder. So they put on a great card last time. Keen to see how it goes. And the UFC, obviously. UFC 316 this weekend. the rematch between Marab and O'Malley. So O'Malley, I've had a bit of a look, and it seems like he's really wound back the bullshit and he's really focused in on fighting. So that loss might have been the best thing that could have ever happened to him, to be honest. In saying that, I think Marab is literally, like his name says, a machine. I actually hope O'Malley wins. I just think it'd be more interesting for the whole UFC to see that happen. However, I think Marab wins by points, hoping for an O'Malley knockout. Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison in the co-main. Joe Pfeiffer is back against Gastelum. I love Joe Pfeiffer. I hope he knocks him out. And Kevin Holland is back again against Luke. Kevin Holland, I swear, is on every pay-per-view. So between the boxing and the UFC, boys, we got a ripper weekend. Sorry I couldn't be there today. Stay out of each other.
Beautiful. Thanks for that. See, still fucking putting in, eh?
I thought where he was going at the start of that was going to be another blame on me for being,
he was saying that we need to keep the lights on.
We do.
Yeah.
It's a tough gig. No, but I thought that was alluding towards him staying away from me again.
Oh,
Remember when I got blamed before I went to Japan?
Yeah,
he was crook, but it was my fault.
Yeah.
But no, my immune system's fucking elite now, mate. It's
strong.
I know.
It's going well.
3 days of winter going strong.
I'm worried about it this week, though, because you've just said that. So.
I know. Lucky I'm constantly touching a big plank of wood. Definitely makes a difference, you're very superstitious.
Yeah. Looking forward to the fights this weekend. I'm glad Jai's back because he is just so good to watch.
On a rampage.
Yeah. Last but not least, we got CT.
We got a tip.
Oh, we tipping? Yeah,
let's
tip. Sorry, mate. We'll tip.
Let's tip and then we'll tip the CTC hat.
Yeah, we will.
Righto. Thursday night. Newey versus Manly at McDonald Jones.
Thursday bar.
I think I'm going to go Manly here. Newcastle just suck. You don't know what version of Manly you're going to get here, but I think Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean.
We know we're going to get a shit Newcastle.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Ponga will be back, but I don't know if he would have done too much on last Friday at Kogarah.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I'll tip Manly, unfortunately.
Friday night, Storm versus Cowboys.
I'm definitely going to tip the Storm at Amy Park.
There's fucking no way Cowboys can win that. Surely.
There's not no way, but they're too good. The Melbourne Storm are too good to not click at some point.
100%. They had a few blokes coming off Origin. They were sore. It was fucking pissing down in Gold Coast. Sloppy game.
Yeah, but they still don't got the win,
Exactly. They will bounce back.
They have lost a few that they probably didn't think they would at the start of the year, but...
I think it's more of a measure of the... competition rather than Melbourne.
They'll fire up.
Yeah.
What do we got? Dolph Dargs at Suncorp.
Dolph Darg.
Ooh.
This actually should be a pretty good game.
Won't be bad,
I think the Dargs are a bit of value here. I'm going Dargs.
Righto. I'm going to go the Dolphins. I'm going to go the
Mate,
Dolphins.
Dargs are in the 8. Couple solid wins. Suncorp's nothing for them. They proved that.
Look, I think I've found my value, and it's in the next one.
Holy dooly.
Now, look,
wow.
I don't want to go and jump to conclusions because it's at PointsBet Stadium in the Shire, and I know the Wars have just come over. They had to play in Sydney last weekend, so surely they stayed the week, or maybe they went home. It's only 3 hours. You just don't know. So, but juicy odds of $2.70.
I have to go the Wars here. Sharks, another team you don't know what version you're going to get.
They're playing too well, aren't they, the Wars?
They are. I think it's going to continue here.
Righto, let's tip them.
I cannot believe the percentage is 60-40 Sharks, but Ned's giving you 265 for the Wars.
Yep.
Ridiculous. I have never wanted to tip against my team so bad, and I purely won't because I went from the show's beginning.
Yeah.
It's been a thing of me saying I will only ever tip my team.
Yep.
These are truly testing times of when you need to just tip your team. And I'm gonna, but it's with a lot of reluctance.
Oh, man. Can you just tell me what Neds are offering you here for the Brisbane Broncos to win?
$1.30. Can you fucking believe it? That should be...
It's every week.
It should be $1.90 even match.
It's every week, mate. It is
seriously
outrageous.
Chuck, here's a 3-leg multi for you. Dargs into Wars into Titans.
There you go.
Fucking
You
value.
heard it here first. That is value out the
If you don't go
Wazza.
for Broncos, chuck that on. Holy dooly. Titans win this. I don't know if I'm going to be hurt or angry, but it's like it's going to be a real symbol of how shit we are if we lose to the original little brother.
The OG little.
I think so. Well, you can say Cowboys are the OG little.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But like they're very far north.
Yeah.
This is just down the M1.
Yeah.
It's the fucking 4X
It's
derby.
the fucking derby.
The big derby. Surely the boys turn up for the derby.
I'm going to tip the Raiders here absolutely at GIO.
Oh, yeah, big time. Sunday, that's going to be a great game.
How long? I don't know how long Fogarty is out for, but...
Was it hamstring?
Was it?
Or ankle? Oh, two completely different injuries there. I'm trying to think of what I fucking heard.
He's named. So he's named to play, yeah.
That's a big in.
Big in.
I think they still win without him.
Yeah.
What do they got Latrell at fullback?
Yep.
Rabbitohs probably deserve to be a little bit more, but I think Canberra also just way too solid.
Canberra's so solid.
So good.
Yeah. Just an
exciting team to watch too.
Look at the bench.
I genuinely enjoy watching Canberra
Starling's
play.
back. Yeah. We're tipping the Raids.
Mm-hmm.
Siesta win now.
And then you go Tigers, Penrith.
Oh, here we go.
Jesus.
Cleary lining up against Luai.
Is this their first time versing each other again?
Don't know, mate. I'd be lying if I just guessed.
Wish this fixture was at Leichhardt.
Yeah.
Really.
They're never going to do that, though.
No. I think I'm going to go Penrith.
Yeah. I'm tipping Penrith. And then this is a genuine derby on Monday. Oh, it must be Queen's birthday this weekend down there.
Right. That does make sense.
Yeah.
Keen to see how the Bulldogs go now. Is Galvin named?
And by Queen, I mean King, obviously, because I follow my royal news.
Yeah. Big fan of the matriarchs, aren't you? Matriarchs, monarch.
So obviously no Galvin. He's named. Oh, hang on.
What have they done?
He's named at 23 as a reserve.
You got Sexy Time still at 7, and you got Marnie at 9.
I reckon
Hayward on the bench.
I reckon they're definitely not playing him.
Yeah, not going to be a late in the 23 jersey.
I mean,
wearing MJ's
it's
jersey.
weird to name him there at all.
Yeah,
if you're not going to play him,
just leave him.
But who? Oh, that's strange, man. I reckon he can't. Surely he can't play this week.
I'm just interested to know what their plan's going to be. I don't think this week, but maybe weeks to come, you just go, what are they going to reshuffle?
Yeah.
Because everyone can speculate. You can have an idea of what you think's going to happen, but it's going to be very left field. Just to clarify, we are tipping the Dogs, though.
I'm tipping the Dogs, yes.
I think this is their team. Probably one of the last times we'll see it less disrupted.
Yeah.
So they're going to get a win.
Yeah, well, let's hope they don't derail themselves because it is good seeing the fans turn out for them and all the rest of it. So
this will be a big crowd too. If it's public holiday Monday, they're the only fans that travel to a core.
Dogs and Eels too. Like it's a traditional rivalry dating back to the 70s and that. So AFL, tip the Dogs, man. Just.
Okay, I will.
Hawks are going to fire this week.
Oh, you reckon?
We can't have one of the best minds, and I'm not going to sit here and say one of the greatest ever, even though obviously he clearly could be in that echelon.
Yeah.
Sam Mitchell, but brain, one of the best.
Clearly not a bad coach.
Yeah.
There's just a bit of a skill error at the moment at Hawthorn that we mentioned.
His footy brain is unbelievable, so
100%.
He'll be right.
I'm literally going to say the exact same thing I said last week. Hawthorn will bounce back. They don't bounce back this week.
Righto, there you go. I'm tipping the Hawks.
This game is going to be a belter.
Little mouthwaterer.
And I can't believe the Lions. I'm going to tip Adelaide here, and I'm going to back Adelaide in because they won't lose at Adelaide Oval for the rest of the year.
Wow.
But the Lions are value.
Yeah.
Big value. They're a team that can just step up to any occasion.
Yep.
So don't be surprised if they win, but I do think Adelaide.
Are we tipping the Tigers here at the MCG? I'm tipping Adelaide as well, by the way.
Fuck.
Yeah. Tigers
Sydney.
are playing Sydney.
Surely they get a bit of a boost out of last week, Richmond. They go,
Yeah,
we
well,
were
they're
almost
tired
there.
still.
Or I'm going to go Richmond. Fuck it. At the G.
I'm tipping them too.
At the G. Let's go, Tigers.
Oh, this might be Valley.
You reckon?
Well, be honest with yourself. It's not the worst.
Nah, I reckon Suns should be about 260.
Yeah. And
Not 310,
Yeah.
but You look at the rest of our fixture. This is one of the harder games we've got in the next, period. But it's going to be
looking after you.
It's going to be a real test for the Moons. Coming
100%.
Coming off a loss and the great start they had and a bit of an easier fixture. It's like, right, if you're going to be the real deal, great teams can go out to Geelong and win fucking big games.
This is a big mid-season fucking game for them.
100%. This will they'll either bounce back and they're like, right, real deal, or from after that loss to Freo, it's a slippery slope.
100%.
Because their fixture is getting tough.
100%. Righto, well, I'm going to tip the Hoops, but I don't think it's as wide as the Neds.
It's not 92%, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's fucking quite large.
Wow.
This is going to be a shit game, but I'm going to tip GWS.
Tipping GWS against Port.
Monica.
Let's move on. Oh, playing at Feet Oval. North Melbourne up against the West
Square.
up against the West Coast Eagles at Hands Oval.
Wow. That is such a layup for some comedians like us.
Yeah. What a game.
That is going to be almost going to be a great game because they're both so shit.
It might be. I'm going to tip the Coast.
West Coast, I'm going to go North.
Yeah, go North.
West Coast stood up for 3 quarters last week and they're going to be
a bit sore.
They're going to be sore for about a
I'll
month.
swap to North.
Where is Hands Oval?
I don't know. Let me have a look.
Why can North never just play games at home? They've got to go to fucking Tassie or Hands.
Oh, it's in fucking... Oh, this might change it. Is it at Bunbury?
J.E. Hands Memorial Park.
Remember that? Remember when we fucking said that North are going to play a couple of games in Bunbury?
Yes.
You're
right.
Wow.
What the fuck? They get a home game and it's in WA. That is so unfair.
Yeah, but financially they'd be getting
they're sitting there going, look, we'll get bent over for a bit of extra cash. Yeah. The CEO is for North.
I'm changing back.
Fuck it.
I'm changing back.
West Coast.
Oh, he's changed as well.
I'm changing as well. Surely people who are tipping 82% North don't realise that Feet Oval is in WA. There's no way. It should be way more even.
Oh, Carlton Essendon, MCG, 10th v 13th.
This will be a good crowd.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's going to be a shit game, but the crowd will be good.
Blues or... Oh, God.
Carlton, yeah.
I'm tipping Essendon.
Carlton had a bye. Maybe they'll, win by 15.
Yeah, I'm tipping Essendon.
Poo slinger, but yeah.
And then the Queen's birthday, as we mentioned, in Victoria as well. So... Collingwood will beat the
Collingwood
D's.
hump.
Big Freeze, I don't know what number they're up to, but that's always a good thing
11.
To get around.
Is it?
Big Freeze 11, is it?
I think so. I've been so wrong this episode.
Neil Danaher fucking started that 10 years ago and he's still going.
What a champion.
Good on him. Motor neuron disease is the cause for it. Always a good day. CTC Captain of the Week, mate, brought to you by the Country Trucker Caps is what it's brought to you by. The countrycompanies.com is where you find them. And yeah, you can jump on, check out every new design that becomes available. You've got your ladies truckers as well, mate. You got apparel. You got apparel, and then you've got your classic CTCs. So
beauty.
Go to the countrycompanies.com and check them out. They've also got a list of their events that are upcoming on the website there. So yeah, get around them.
Get around the knuckler.
Does it have to just go to Piastri again?
Well, can I be honest with you? On Wednesday, we said we'll wait until Origin and we might announce it Friday.
Oh, and you didn't, obviously.
And we didn't. We completely forgot.
Yeah, well, who are you supposed to give it to?
Well, I don't want to give it to New South Wales.
No, we're not. But
fuck no.
We said if Queensland lose, we'll give it to the ref, remember?
Yes.
But we're not doing that because we've already said that the refereeing was not the issue.
We can't give him a... Yeah. Well, I guess it has to be Piastri.
Go to Piastri.
It's always a layup when someone Australian is performing well on the big stage.
Yeah.
You can be the captain, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck, he's racking up a few caps to his name,
Yeah, well,
isn't
hopefully there's more to come too.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
He'll end up with a wall full of hats like Barb's.
And he's been gifted.
Wall for every victory, the big fella.
Oh, your microphones.
Sorry, mate.
You're fiddling with it.
That might have been me. All good. That's all we got time for. Next week on the sports show, that is, we are going to have a preview of the World Test Championship final.
We will.
Because I believe it starts the day the show's released.
Next Wednesday.
I think so.
Yeah, the boys, they're in England at the moment. They're getting used to it. I'm keen to see with the 11 we go with.
Yep.
What's Cameron Green going to do?
Me too.
What's Marnus going to do? Hopefully not play.
There you go. You heard it here, but we'll talk about it a bit more next week and we'll have everything else covered from the weekend. And we'll see you Friday morning for the Punch Show.
All right.